Now, from the dusty streets of Whittlesea in the Eastern Cape to the city of gold, Lix Da Lion is an upcoming artist who comes from a musical family background. He believes music has the ability to unite us all, regardless of age, race, gender, and creed. He joins us now via Skype from Mossel Bay. A very good morning to you, Lix, and thank you very much for joining us. Now, let's look at Mama Imbokodo. This is the song that you've put out in honor of Women's Month. Just how did you come up with this particular song?
I was raised by a single woman, so issues pertaining like women, I feel so close to. That's why I had to write something like that, to show my story and the people, around that, yeah, I do care about women a lot. And women have played a big role in my life, so yeah.
Lix, when I was listening to the song and watching your video, it somewhat reminded me of Dear Mama by Tupac. I mean, was there perhaps any kind of inspiration from that? I know you mentioned that the inspiration came mostly from the women who've been in your life, the mom who raised you singly. But, did you get any kind of inspiration from other particular songs out there?
Definitely, man. I was listening to Tupac way before I even started rapping, so to me, it just came naturally for me to choose the theme of the song because I have been inspired already, like Tupac and the many artists who've done such songs before,
Now, let's speak about artists perhaps that you look up to, that maybe you want to work with. Are there any future collaborations that are in the pipeline?
Yes, there's a lot, man. I want to work with every artist, even from house to kwaito songs, anything I can, from Afro-pop, anything, any artist, especially looking at South African musicians right now, I'd like to work with a lot of them. I don't see any artist I wouldn't want to work with, so yeah.
Lix, you obviously know and understand some of the, the problems women in this country and women around the world face. And there's always the question of, what can women do, about what women go through. But perhaps the right question would be, what can we as men do in helping, women, do whatever that they need to do in society?
I think we should raise these issues a lot more. It should be an everyday thing that we should nurture our women, because they are the strongest part of our societies, So we need to take care of such people, We should stop hurting them, especially around the month of August, and the 9th is the Women's Day. So I think not only on that day should we respect women, but we should do it on an everyday basis, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think there's a lot more that should be done. And, I wish maybe government could even help more. You see, as an artist now, I feel compelled to put my message out there and direct it to people and show people that, no, these are issues that are concerning the people, or maybe that are affecting the people directly. So we need to address them every day, not just on Women's Day or anything.
Okay, but Lix, besides releasing Mama Imbokodo, besides having, songs like Dear Mama that honor women, what more can artists do in the scourge of femicide and gender-based violence in this country? Because it happens. We're dealing with a pandemic as a country, but then there's also this other pandemic, which is gender-based violence. So what can musicians and artists do to help in this scourge?
Raise more awareness. As an artist, that's the most powerful weapon we can use, is to raise awareness. Spread the message. The people should know that gender-based violence was never a right thing, and it will never be something that is acceptable in our society. So yeah, that's what I feel. And maybe more investments on artists to push that kind of message, that positive message, That's what I feel maybe should happen.
And I'm glad you raised the matter of investment in artists because, the coronavirus pandemic, the national lockdown that has been enforced because of it has not been easy on the entertainment industry. Artists coming out and struggling, and there being a relief fund that perhaps, unfortunately, cannot help every artist that is out there. How are you coping with this pandemic as a young artist who, of course, is still trying to pave his way, in this industry?
Around this time, the only thing I can do is to look at the bigger picture, and try to stay inspired, and not look at the money maybe this year and say, no, since I'm not making money, so now I'm going to drop my level of working. It's to stay inspired, That's my motto. That's how I do my things. Like, I try to keep working every day so that I can improve, so that when the time is right and business can maybe start to happen, then I'm ready.
My brother, thank you very much for your time. That is Lix Da Lion, a young and up-and-coming artist who has just released a song, Mama Impogoto, which is in honor of women in this country as we begin the celebrations or the honoring of women or Women's Month, of course. But let's just look at this now.
To me, I'm in every day. And yes, you made mistakes, but I know I can never blame you. Well, this is a mere poem, only to say thank you. And though it ain't enough, but I thought I should let you know that I'm really grateful, and I hope someday it really shows. Your love is like a sun, and I can see every day it glows. Yes, you played your part, and that's a fact. Everybody knows, through the good and the bad, through the highs and through the lows. You barely had enough, but you provided me with everything.